Next week is Shark Week. So I thought, what better way to celebrate than sharing my favorite shark picture book read-alouds with you. I picked out 6 awesome shark books that you can read aloud with your class or with kids at home. I've got a mix of nonfiction books, some serious, important books, and some silly ones as well. So stay tuned as we check out each of these shark picture book read-alouds together. But first, if you're new here, my name is Sarah. I show up on this YouTube channel every Sunday night with read-aloud tips and book ideas that you can take into your classroom that week. If that sounds like something you're interested in, give this video a thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button down below so that you don't miss a video. So if you don't know, Shark Week originated in 1988, and the purpose of it was to increase conservation efforts of these sea creatures and to dispel the myths of how dangerous they are. But for 1 week in either July or August every summer, the Discovery Channel runs a full week series of videos all about sharks. So let's talk about some picture book read-alouds to go along with this week. The first book that I have is Shark Lady, the true story of how Eugenie Clark became the ocean's most fearless scientist. So not only is this a fantastic picture book biography, but it's also a really inspiring girl power story as well. At the young age of 9 years old, Eugenie Clark developed this unexpected passion for sharks after a visit to the aquarium. And at the time, sharks were seen as these mindless killing machines, but Eugenie Clark knew this wasn't true and set out to dispel this myth. And so even though she faced many obstacles, Eugenie was able to truly study the creatures that she loved. Over time, she dispelled many shark myths and eventually became known as the Shark Lady. This book also includes a lot of back matter, an author's note, and even a timeline to help students learn more about this amazing woman and what she has done to help these wonderful sea creatures. So I definitely recommend Shark Lady as a read-aloud for your class. The next shark picture book read-aloud that I have for you is a really fun one, and I know your students will love it. It's called Dude. This book has only one word in it, and that one word, probably guessed it, dude. In the story, Platypus and Beaver are best friends, and they want to go surfing together. But then a shark appears, and as it approaches, well, you'll just have to read it with your class to find out what happens at the end of this story. But this is such a fun book, and it's full of bright, vibrant colors. And even though there's only that one word throughout the whole book, it's written in different typography and colors, so it's pronounced differently every single time you read it. And your students will get such a kick out of this book, and they'll probably be saying dude quite a bit as well. So be prepared for that. A fun one to read about sharks in your class. Another nonfiction book that I have about sharks is If Sharks Disappeared. This book goes through lots of facts about sharks, ecosystems, food chains, and ocean life in general, and what would happen if sharks really did disappear. And it shares how important these creatures really are to ocean life. This book has a simplified but not dumbed down explanations of these complex concepts that will make it easy for students to understand. And again, this book has back matter with further explanations, calls to action, and even an author's note to really learn more about sharks. Another great read aloud about sharks for your class. Jumping back into fun fiction books, we have Misunderstood Shark. In this story, a TV show is being filmed, but all of that changes when a shark appears. Everyone gets frightened and they're so nervous that the shark is there, but the poor shark wasn't there to scare them. He just is a little misunderstood. This book is funny and clever, and there are some subtle shark facts sprinkled throughout the book that your students will pick up on. But this endearing story really gets to the heart of what it feels like to be misunderstood. And I would pair this book with the story The Bad Seed. They both have a similar theme, and they would go really well together. I think your students will really like Misunderstood Shark. The next picture book read aloud that I have about sharks is Clark the Shark. In this story, Clark is enthusiastic about everything. Maybe too enthusiastic about things. He is so excited to be alive and to be at school that he just is a little over the top with everything, and it starts to bother his friends a little bit when he's eating their lunches and pushing them a little too hard on the swings. But his teacher, Mrs. Inky Dink, helps him understand what it means to be cool in school, how to tone it down and have a calmer body in the classroom so that other students will want to play with him and have fun with him. This is also a great book for teaching social cues, and I have an interactive read aloud to go along with it. I will leave a link to that in the description box down below so that you can grab it. But using this book, you can help teach students about social cues and understanding the reactions that their friends are giving them when they get a little too excited about certain things. Another great read aloud for Shark Week for your class. So we know that kids love to get puppies or kittens or even snakes as pets, but have you ever heard of a kid that wants a shark as a pet? This book, Landshark, Bobby loves sharks, and for his birthday, he asked for his parents to get him a pet shark. Well, he ends up with a puppy instead. Can Bobby learn to love a puppy just as much as he loves sharks? You'll have to read the story with your class to find out. This book is really a witty, charming story. The varying font and clever illustrations will really help your students get more out of the book than just what the words are saying. I think they'll love learning about Bobby and how much he loves sharks. So Landshark is another great read aloud for your students for Shark Week. So whether you learn about sharks on the Discovery Channel next week or read aloud some of these picture books, I hope that you'll enjoy it with your students or with your own kids at home since it is summertime. But either way, it's such a fun week to celebrate and to learn more about these awesome sea creatures. And I know that after reading some of these books, students will walk away with a renewed appreciation for sharks and how pretty neat they really are. So I hope these books were helpful for you. If they were, give this video a thumbs up. Hit that red subscribe button down below because I'll be back next week with more read aloud tips and book ideas for your classroom. Have a great week.